I finally submitted, and now my phone has TikTok, so my phone is no longer a virgin anymore.
Just normal people like us, just making videos because we were bored and such.
You mean me when it comes to this channel?
Yeah. You know, the copyright system, the copyright strikes, channel strikes and such. And that might deter you creators from going on there.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Apartment 308 Podcast. I'm your host, Brian, as always, and welcome back to the show called This or That, where me and a couple friends were just going to take a topic and just debate about it from all sides. Coming back into the apartment after a long time of being away, I think the last time we saw you was the last social media episode we did, so yeah, give it up for Caitlin.
Hello, it's been a while.
Wrong show.
Alright, hello, this or that. I sure miss you.
Yeah. How you been, Caitlin? It's been like a long time since you've been on the channel.
Oh my god, now that I'm working full-time, I've been busy, but like a good kind of busy.
Hell yeah. Your job doing you well, doing you pretty well? Your living situation and all that? Hell yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Yep, things are going great.
Hell yeah. And actually, I saw you not too long ago, because I went down there, and we met up, actually, so...
Yeah, it was really great catching up with you. We haven't talked since the last episode, so...
Yeah, and, you know, we met up in person, ate out at a really nice restaurant, got a nice drink. But, there was something from that night when we were eating out that, you know... I said to you, like, I kind of really want to do it as an episode, and that is pretty much how we feel so far about the different social medias we have. And funny enough, yeah, the last episode was you talking about social media with me and Sam.
Mm-hmm. Well, we come full circle. Back at it again.
Hell yeah, it's come full circle. So, what I kind of want to talk about is that, of course, there's kind of like these big three social media apps in terms for content creation. So we got YouTube, we got Twitch, and we got TikTok. Both you and I are kind of familiar with all three, and I kind of just want to take a more deeper dive into these apps and see what's the deal with them, what's the problems with them, and also pretty much if anyone out there wants to become a content creator, is there like a starting app for them? So yeah, we're pretty much just gonna have a nice conversation about that, nice debate about it. So if you guys want to hear more on our take about YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, make sure you subscribe to Apartment 308 over on the YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe, you know, all that stuff. If you're over on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any other podcast platform, give us a like and a follow. We really appreciate it. Alright, Caitlin, you ready to talk about it?
Yep, I am ready.
Alright, let's jump into it. So, out of the three apps, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, where do you feel like you're the most active in, or like you watch the most stuff in?
So, it's interesting. I grew up watching YouTube a lot. My parents were very strict, so they were very strict about social media use, and YouTube was the most, I think, appealing to wider audiences. It was acceptable enough for me to use as a little child. But nowadays, I'm on TikTok a lot more.
Do you remember what kind of stuff you used to watch back then on YouTube? Like early YouTube?
Oh, I started with the gaming channels, you know.
Oh, man.
Against your parents. They never let me play video games, so I could just live vicariously through PewDiePie and,
hell yeah.
Try.
PewDiePie, Markiplier. Who else was like
Markiplier.
Yeah, because I was like that too, because like, I got into YouTube when I was... I'm gonna say probably like 10 years old, because, you know, the opposite of you, I played a lot of video games, so I'm just like, yeah, I don't really need to go online for stuff, but I think when I was 10, I started using YouTube as kind of like my platform for like gaming news and also some Let's Plays back then. Because there were some games I'm just like, man, this is so hard to beat, so I'm just like, I need a guide or like cheat sheet or something.
Oh, I definitely get that. One of the few video games that my parents actually let me play was Mario Kart Wii.
Obviously.
I, of course, was a total master at it.
Hell
But
yeah.
even then, as a child, I still looked up little shortcuts and stuff. They were super fun to find. And I attempted those little glitch tricks so many times, never got it. But they were
Man,
always fun to watch on YouTube.
man, freaking Mario Kart, like, time trial people, dude, they go freaking hard.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And if you ever, like, you know, try to look into the speedrunning community, it is insane just how much
Dude,
effort they put
your
into,
speedrunners are cracked.
right?
But you said, like, recently, or like these days, you're now more on TikTok. I'm kind of curious now, it's like, how has TikTok been acting for you?
So, with TikTok, I don't know. I haven't noticed much of a change because of the algorithm is so specific that it tailors to me.
Right.
Um, but just in general, for me, I've been spending more time on TikTok just because there's less time for me to really sit down and take in content. So the short
Mm.
videos and such are perfect for my kind of lifestyle.
Interesting you say that because, yeah, I think that's pretty much like the whole point at TikTok is that hey, so say like, you're on a lunch break, and you're trying to relax, eat your lunch. You could go to YouTube to find, a good quick video, but honestly, like, I feel like that's what TikTok is serving as these days is like, cuz remember we had Vine, and you know how many
Hmm.
people from Vine grew famous because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, whereas TikTok is like, you know, short, simple videos. I see now that a lot of TikToks are now expanding to be 3 minutes long, which is very surprising. Have you ever like watched a full 3 minute TikTok?
Oh, absolutely not. Kudos to whoever at TikTok suggested putting the little bar at the bottom because that skipping thing is the only reason why I can get through long TikToks like that.
Really? Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, for me, the appeal of TikTok is that they're short and, simple to the point. If I'm on a lunch break, I'd rather watch a couple of videos on TikTok rather than, being on YouTube and scrolling through a million videos trying to find one that I'm going to be
Right.
watching.
Exactly. Because I feel like
Hmm.
the algorithms for both YouTube and TikTok are kind of similar, but at the same time, kind of different in a way. Like I feel like with TikTok, like they actually they do focus like what you want to watch. Like say for example, you're into TikToks about anime, then obviously you're gonna get all the weeb shit, right? Whereas I kind of noticed this with YouTube is that say for example, I'll take like my YouTube search for example. I look up a lot of I still to this day I still look up a lot of gaming videos. But next
Hmm.
thing you know, I type up say for example Uncle Roger because people tell me, "Yo,
Hmm.
watch Uncle Roger." Next thing you know,
Hmm.
after watching one or even two videos, my YouTube feed now has Uncle Roger videos featured on it.
See, that's what's interesting about it. I feel like TikTok really focuses on the type of content, like the genre of the content that you'd like to watch.
Mhm.
Whereas with YouTube, I feel like it hyper focuses more on the specific creators that you like to watch. So
Mm.
with TikTok, there's still a good amount of variety that comes onto your For You page. But with YouTube, um, it just keeps recommending me the same exact creators that I keep on watching. And then once I finally do explore outside of my comfort area and I watch a video from, like, say, Chad, who I only started watching like a week ago, the amount of Chad recommendations that I've gotten on my page has increased infinitely since before I watched her. Because, they go, oh, you're watching a new person. Okay, here's a million other videos that they
Right.
posted.
Or like even or even sometimes YouTube would be like, "Hey, here are other creators that are similar to what you're watching." Like if I'm
Hmm.
watching one person for say, I don't know, Mario Kart content, next thing you know it's going to recommend me another person that's doing, I don't know, Mario Party content. So, yeah, really like YouTube tries its best to really force feed you other content creators, which in a sense it's not a bad idea because that does kind of expand out helping out other creators out there to get noticed. But, you know, then again, it's just kind of weird how it works versus TikTok, where it's just like, okay, you're only centered on one thing.
Yeah. With TikTok, you rarely see the same creator again unless they consistently make the same type of content. So occasionally, I don't follow many people on TikTok because I just go video by video. But occasionally, I'll see a person who I've seen a couple times on my For You page. And after a couple times, I will recognize them. I'll go, okay, I remember liking this video, and I follow them. Which is a very different approach to how YouTube does it. Because YouTube will constantly recommend the same creator, and then after I watch a few videos, I'll be like, okay, I do like them, I will follow them. But it requires me to go specifically to their channel page and go through every single video all at once. Whereas with TikTok, it's kind of a more gradual introduction of a new creator.
Yeah, I kind of noticed it too with TikTok because I finally submitted, and now my phone has TikTok, so my phone is no longer a virgin anymore. But yeah, because the thing with because I look at TikTok and I'm just like, oh, like one of the videos that I keep seeing is like Reddit stories, like people reading and reacting to Reddit stories. And next thing you know, like I'm getting introduced to like a lot more TikTok creators that are like doing Reddit stories, and you know, like it's all funny and it's all good, but I'm just like, wow, the feed's actually pretty clean with what I want, and especially with some creators in TikTok where they post consistently. I mean, that's good on them and good on the algorithm. I will say though, a few content creators from TikTok I heard are kind of complaining a little bit about the algorithm because sometimes it can be a little messed up. Like, I believe one person I follow, like, tweeted out saying, it's like, anyone else's TikTok feel weird? Like, they're trying to look up stuff for, like, anime, and next thing you know, they're getting, weird cooking videos in their feed. I'm like, that's not anime.
Really? I mean, like, as someone who doesn't really use the search feature that much, I never really heard about this problem.
Well, it's kind of it's not that big of a problem for a lot of creators. It's more like, it's just a weird, I want to say bug, but it's not really a bug. It's kind of like more like TikTok is kind of like doing that thing like YouTube where it's just like, oh, here's some other types of content you want to look at.
Kind of just throwing crap at the wall, seeing what sticks with their viewers.
I mean, it's funny enough because one of our friends actually applied to work at TikTok as like one of their programmers, but he hasn't reported back if he got the job or not. It's been over a couple of weeks, so not sure about that. I was like, dude, if you ever get the job at TikTok, please tell us their secrets behind the algorithm. How the hell does it work? Yeah. Oh, we didn't even talk about Twitch. I just realized.
Oh, yeah, we're so focused on these two. All right, so Twitch is the one that I have the least amount of experience on. I've recently kind of started watching it because of the speedrunning community. But even then, I very rarely log in.
Yeah. Twitch is, I would say, it's kind of like the platform I go on the least, I would say. But from what I notice in terms of like how it suggests you content, of course it's gonna suggest you like, you know, kind of like the bigger named streamers like this guy's Toast, Pokimane, Hungrybox, Mango, like all those Twitch streamers. But then I also noticed they're like, say for example, you want to watch some Smash Brothers live streamers, so okay, we're gonna go to Hungrybox for a Smash stream, and next thing you know, like on the recommended sidebar, he said, oh, here are some other streamers that are like Hungrybox that also stream Smash Brothers, and this is why a lot of people give Twitch a lot of praise, is that Twitch actually dives deeper into finding the really small streamers.
Oh yeah, I definitely feel that too. When I first logged into Twitch, of course I saw all the big names like, you know, Valkyrie and Ludwig and all that. But if I look for a specific game, a lot of small creators will pop up fairly, I guess, close to the first search results. And since I don't know much about Twitch streaming and such, I don't really hesitate to watch the smaller streamers.
Right. And I'm noticing it too because one of the guests that been here before, his name is Squishy Joshy. He's over on Twitch a lot. Yeah, even though he has like, say like uh only like a couple followers and only like few viewers per stream, he's still gaining a good growth in terms of how many people are following him. And that to him is a huge plus because like he's not that big of a streamer, but the way Twitch's algorithms is helping him gradually grow his audience, like that's why he's doing a lot more streams now. So, I log in, tune into his stream, and next thing you know, hey, like probably like two, three, sometimes 10 people follow him. I'm like, oh, dude, this is so cool for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, it's interesting because with Twitch, it feels like it's the platform that you can most consistently grow over time. Whereas with, TikTok and YouTube, yeah, you can consistently grow over time, and I'm sure that happens from those creators. But some people also depend on, having a viral hit here and there.
Exactly.
Whereas with Twitch streams are such a like casual thing that you build your relationship with your viewers over time
Exactly.
a little more,
I think that's one of the biggest charms with Twitch is that or like live streaming in general. I talk to like a lot of people and I'm like, yo, why do you guys go on Twitch? Or like what's the appeal of Twitch? So a lot of people say sometimes, oh, it's just something to chill out to or something to, have something as like background noise as I'm working on something. I'm like, oh, okay. So instead of music, you listen to a streamer. And then other times it's just like other people are saying they're finding the real connection when it's live versus when stuff is pre-recorded.
Yeah, definitely. I was just about to say that because when you watch a YouTube video and if you like really pay attention, you notice when the cuts to each videos are and when they edit the videos. And the more that you notice that, the more like I guess kind of scripted it feels,
Exactly. Like I understand like there's a there's kind of like this debate where it's like scripted versus all natural. Speaking for like in terms of this channel, like we kind of do both where like we kind of do script ourselves, but overall we try to keep things natural around here, like this conversation we're having, not scripted at all. Well, a little bit scripted since I always make questions, but yeah, like we're just saying what's on our minds, and when I'm editing, I just try to make sure like we get all like the good juicy bits.
Yeah, the authenticity of the creator is definitely one of the most important parts that you want to convey to your viewers. And I'm like a little too awkward to do things completely live and unscripted. But the way that we have it right now, it still feels nice because we knew each other personally before we started these videos.
Exactly.
So it still feels natural, like a conversation that we would have, just like the conversation that we had when we met up for dinner last time.
Hell yeah, I mean, again, like, that's pretty much the charm of, or like, the charm of 308. It's just like, we're all good friends, we're all good buddies here, so, why not just get online on Discord and, just have a chat,
Yeah, I really like how we've set it up.
Yeah. So, moving on from that is like, because there are other apps out there that people kind of get famous on. So, of course, like, I put down Instagram and Spotify, but the thing with those two is, like, it's kind of hard to grow those fan bases. Like,
yeah, and what's interesting is that, with Instagram and Spotify, you can have, like, a lot of followers, and you can have, like, the bragging rights when you get a lot of followers like that.
But the build-up is so hard, that's the problem.
Yeah, it is to be recognizable through just pictures or through just like your music,
Exactly.
I feel like it's a lot harder to convey your personality and your uniqueness to the people who are following you on those sites.
Yeah. Well, I mean Instagram I kind of get, but the thing is, and this is the reason why I don't really post on the 308 Instagram page that I made, I mean, you guys should follow it, but the reason why I like don't post as much is that yeah, like trying to grow there is it's so hard. Like, you know, I make a post, make sure the caption makes sense, shit ton of hashtags, and even then, like it doesn't still do enough to really grow the channel more. I mean, of course, there are some Instagram users that are kind of famous. Actually, now thinking about it, it's more. I would say Instagram is just a nice bonus to the channel. It's not really something you kind of start out with and grow.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a place where you kind of already have to be pretty well known in order to, I guess, spread on Instagram.
Exactly.
All the people who have large followings on there have already made, you know, their name known through Vine or TikTok or
exactly.
YouTube. Yeah, I think every single celebrity that I followed on Instagram, you know, I've always seen them somewhere else first.
Yeah. And then the thing with Spotify, I don't know. It's so hard because Spotify is like, I've never really touched it until now. Like, I do have a 308 Spotify account, but the thing is, I can't really understand how to grow it. If I had my friend Carl from the last Tarnish video that I made a while ago, like, he would probably have some insight about it. But then again, he's focused more on music, whereas, you know, we're kind of focused on making a full podcast, so...
Yeah, that one's definitely a tough one, especially because you don't really hear about people going viral through Spotify, of all things, you know?
Unless they're like a big name celebrity singing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you kind of think about it now, it's like I kind of also think Spotify is kind of like that little added bonus you would put on for your, like, your YouTube, your Twitch, or your TikTok. Because, you know, you're saying publicly, hey, I have a Spotify account. I mean, you could just share your Spotify link to other people, but when you're on a bigger platform like YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok, you're more like, okay, now everyone's gonna see this. But yeah, I mean, if anyone out there that's like an expert on Spotify, leave it in the comments, because we honestly have no idea how to grow the podcast more on Spotify.
Give us some hints on how to do this.
If there's anyone from Meta out there listening, please tell us your secrets. God, it's still so weird that Facebook is now called Meta, or like the company.
Yeah, I'm not used to it.
I'm not used to it either. But anyways, moving along. So obviously we gotta bring up, you know, the pandemic. It's still kind of going on, despite how California has said, we're kind of over it already. We kind of do have to bring this up because I believe there's like a giant change when the pandemic happened. So through your perspective, like, how has these apps changed ever since 2020?
You know, this was the hardest question for me to think about because I didn't start using TikTok till after the pandemic was already underway. So, you know, most of the TikToks that I saw when I first started, they were, you know, just normal people like us, just making videos because they were bored and such.
You mean me when it comes to this channel?
Yeah. Yeah, you know, people found a lot more free time on their hands. And, you know, when you have free time, you're gonna go, you know, what the heck? Why not just make some content, have a little fun with all this, you know, time that we have now?
Exactly.
So I feel like it's definitely given a little more exposure to people who normally wouldn't have the time to come up with ideas and really work on them very much. Especially on TikTok, where it only requires these guys to be on camera for like, you know, a couple seconds, a minute or so.
Right. And I think because we know during the pandemic, a lot of people like lost their jobs. A lot of businesses had to close down, or they were struggling to survive in the pandemic. So I feel like with the way, because TikTok didn't really get popular until, you know, 2020 when things started to go down. I think it's because of like people not really doing anything else. It's more like, you know, we're bored, so why not just record a fun short little video, and, you know, next thing you know, everyone started blowing up on it. Like, you know, there's a lot of TikTok TikTok people with like millions and millions of views, like over 500k followers and all that. And it's weird because, I never expected this for an app to just instantly blow up like that and over the course of like a few months. Whereas
Yeah.
whereas YouTube, I think I remember like in the early ages of YouTube, it's just like you just find one viral video and everyone watches it, but because of YouTube's ad partnership program, a lot of videos did kind of have to change. So
Yeah, I think with TikTok blowing up so quickly, it kind of makes sense because if people are looking to make content, then TikTok is the easiest way to do it. Their user interface is just so user friendly, and it requires the least amount of production value too. So
exactly.
if you have a good idea and you're able to perform it well, that's all it really takes. Whereas, with YouTube, you kind of have to put a lot more effort into all the different aspects of the video, because
Trust me,
in a sense you
editing
kind of
for
have.
YouTube is such a pain in the ass sometimes because of how long we usually go for.
Oh yeah, definitely. And with YouTube, there's kind of that standard where you strive to be as good as the creators who are already famous and already have the money to pay a production crew and editors and such. Whereas with TikTok, the community is the creators, so it has that sense of casualness, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, with YouTube, you kind of have to plan it out a little more. A lot of creators will type up pages and pages of scripts um,
Yep.
in order
Yep.
to do it. And then it's kind of similar with Twitch, where, like, it's not scripted, but it still requires quite a bit of production value. You need the equipment for
Oh
the good
yeah.
video quality, the microphone. Like, you kind of already have to be sort of
Yeah.
well off in order to get into it.
That is pretty much, you pretty much hit all the key points with TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Is that,
Mhm.
yeah? I mean, TikTok. I mean, you could just record like shit on your phone, post it, and next thing you know, oh, what do you know, a million like views, easy game, right? Yeah, we notice a lot on YouTube, and it's pretty much the thing, like the thing now, where it's all like you're gonna need a lot of time and a lot of money too to even invest to start on a channel, like because for me, I only have bare minimum equipment, like I got a good microphone, we're using Discord, finally upgraded my computer,
Mhm.
and I'm using kind of like free software to edit all of my stuff. So I'm getting by, but the more successful YouTubers out there, yeah, they got the camera crew, they got proper audio editing, they're using actual Adobe products. Yeah, and I mean that's the thing with like, and even myself, I can like admit to it. Like a lot of small creators on YouTube kind of just give up on YouTube because of it's just so hard to grow your platform without thinking about like what do I need and what resources are available to me. And
Yeah.
I felt
And
that so many times.
one of the biggest questions that most YouTube content creators have to grapple with is, how much longer can I keep up with doing this? Because
Exactly.
if they're not making enough of a living just purely off of their videos, then they also have to work as well, and it must be pretty exhausting. And even as a creator grows, there comes a point where they kind of have to decide, am I going to do YouTube full time or not,
Oh yeah. There has definitely been a lot of creators I watch currently that have opened up about it, saying like, there was a point in their lives where they're like, I have to go to college, I have work, I really want to make these gaming videos, but it's so hard to do because I got other priorities, and also
Mhm.
like a lot of creators on YouTube, especially, they suffer a lot from burnout because sometimes they have to go through long sessions of editing every day just to post one video, depending on their schedule. And it's also kind of the reason why, like, I have not recorded or haven't made episodes recently, or like this entire month. I know by the time this episode releases, I finally released a new remember that episode which we talked about old school kids TV shows. But yeah, like even then it's like that took so long to get to because of, well, one, my motivation, and two, other people are busy in life, and they gotta do their own thing, and I always respect that. It's like you gotta do your own thing, don't worry about me. Yeah, but again, it's like for me, in terms of 308, it's just been so hard to kind of like keep up and have a consistent schedule. So
yeah, and it sucks because consistency is one of the key parts that the YouTube algorithm really demands from creators. Is
oh yeah,
consistency in posting, consistency in like topics and such, and it favors videos in a certain time length. If you can make money for the company, all that kind of stuff. So it's really
exactly.
tough for small creators to figure it out as they're growing. And the amount of work that they have to do when they start out is, still the same even as they grow. I imagine, because, I'm not an editor or anything, but I
I
imagine that
am.
you still stay like just as busy and, just as much of a workload as you grow.
Yeah, like even though I don't have like a proper job yet, the lack of motivation again is one thing, but even then, like fuck, it takes me like almost a full week to get like a full episode ready to go. But I mean, it really depends because some episodes like I can finish in with about 2 or 3 days, have that ready to go for Friday or Saturday. Yo, I remember like back then, Caitlin, when we first started this channel, man, like
Hmm.
editing an episode took me a whole week, and I was lucky enough to do that during Zoom University. Pretty much, YouTube is just really hard to grow your content on, whereas again, I kind of feel bad for Twitch because we're talking a lot about YouTube and TikTok here.
Yeah.
But going on the subject for Twitch, yes, there is some production value you kind of do need, like a good computer. You're gonna need clear microphone, camera, a good light, all that. But still, you press like a go live button. Next thing you know, you're just winging it from there. That's pretty much the easiest part. Yeah, like whether you're like doing a podcast on Twitch or you're playing like a game on Twitch, like you're just basically winging it from there. And
Yeah, that's true. It's definitely one that you have to plan the least for. Not saying that they don't plan
yeah,
at all, because obviously they do, but it's like one where you can kind of be more comfortable with what you're doing, you know? And
exactly. Like
mm,
you can pick like any game or any topic, and again, you just have to wing it. And I think we're kind of questioning, answering the next question anyway. But I do feel like with Twitch, because we did mention earlier, is like there's a genuine connection when things are live. I think that's the reason why Twitch was blowing up during the pandemic,
oh yeah,
because
for sure.
yeah, because we're not seeing people face to face now. So, to get somewhat of a genuine live connection, why not just go to a place where we can view live streams? So, and again, like
Yeah,
a lot of content creators I know, or like the small Twitch streamers I know, yeah, they're still growing to this day because of, some people can't even see each other yet, or, they prefer a live connection rather than just a full length edited video.
yeah, that live connection is definitely a big part of the appeal of Twitch, especially because when you're interacting with the creator, we talk a lot about the connection between the creator and the audience, but the community of the creator is also a very, very big part of, I guess, their image. So on
Exactly.
Twitch, like, you can post a comment and whatnot, and you're interacting with the creator, but you can also interact with the community at the exact same time,
Which is why
because you're all
Twitch chat
there. You're
exists.
there on the video at the same time, and you can read each other's comments and play off of each other. And, you can really create a wholesome sense of bonding at that exact moment. And
Yeah.
rather than like on YouTube and TikTok, everyone's posted their comments, they're there, but they're not like actually they're reading it full time. You know,
Yeah.
it's just a text that you post and then you leave the page.
Exactly. I mean,
Hmm.
I will say like the fun thing with Twitch, yeah, exactly, because Twitch, we have, you know, the infamous Twitch chat that everyone likes to shit on, where I'm gonna go back to Squishy Joshy real quick because every time he streams with his channel points, there's an option for him to drink water. So me and like the rest of the Twitch chat spam him with drink water with our channel points, and next thing you know, he's like chugging the whole bottle, and he's just like, guys, stop it with the hydrate. I now have to go pee and refill my bottle.
Oh my god, that's so wholesome.
Josh, if you're listening, we're sorry, but you need to drink water.
That's really great. Yeah.
Yeah, so again, like with Twitch, again, I think comparing Twitch to TikTok, I feel like the growth of them are kind of the same if you think about it. Like, I feel like TikTok slightly grew bigger than Twitch, but Twitch was still able to keep up because of, again, we're live streaming it, we're having a genuine connection with people we don't, you know, see anymore. And, you know, TikTok, it's like more people are getting motivated to create short, funny videos because, you know, maybe some of them are like not doing anything else, or, you know, they just want to try it because other people are trying it.
Yeah, TikTok and Twitch definitely grew a lot since the pandemic started. With YouTube,
YouTube kind of stayed a little stagnant, not gonna lie.
Yeah. And I can't quite decide if it's because YouTube was already such a big major platform to begin with, but you don't see as many new creators going big on YouTube.
That's the thing. I think you said the key thing is that YouTube is and still is already an established platform, as in, because YouTube went back to like what 2005, right, when it first released. Yeah, so because of YouTube's long-lived life of how its online presence is versus Twitch, I mean, Twitch came in somewhere in the middle of YouTube's span, but, you know, TikTok came in and, like, you know, it's still new, so of course people are gonna try out the new stuff. Whereas, yeah, it's like, it kind of is up a little bit up to, I mean, this is up to preference, but when you're going into something, would you rather go into something that's already established and already have standards, or would you rather go to something with low standards, easy to get into, and you know, doesn't really take that much effort? And that's the thing with YouTube versus Twitch versus TikTok, is that the standards, they're either established or still being established, and even if they are established at this point, one of them is easier to get into than the other.
What's really interesting is that with YouTube, even though it is quite established, because it's such a big major platform, it's got a lot of media coverage on it. So all the controversial stuff that's gone on YouTube is very widely known, even by people who don't really follow all the YouTube drama very much. You know, the copyright system, the copyright strikes, channel strikes and such. And that might deter new creators from going on there, especially with
the monetization rules.
Yeah, monetization, just, you know, the general history that YouTube. Yeah. I'm not saying that this is true, but some people would argue YouTube doesn't support small creators when it comes to like copyright lawsuits and such.
Oh my god. I mean, I think we do have to bring up that elephant in the room where it's all like, how strict are these rules? Because, yeah, YouTube, the thing with YouTube, like, applying for monetization, I believe you need to have 10,000 total viewers to apply for monetization. And even then, like, I've seen it before where creators show that, you know, there's a new step to when it comes to uploading your video. So first, you know, upload video, title, description, playlist, tags, you know, all that. And of course, there's always that option saying, is this kid friendly? And for my channel, hell no, this is not kid friendly at all. The next thing, though, and this is when if you get monetized, step 2 is you have to judge how safe is your video. There's like different levels. And of course, the first part and the first thing they're looking for is like, okay, how much do you guys swear in your video? So level 1 is like, okay, you say the usual swear words. You say fuck, shit, bitch, damn, hell, all that, common swear words we say. Level 2 is that, you're starting to take things to a little bit more extreme. So, I can't really say it on this channel because I really don't want to. I would feel really bad if I said them. And, level 3, and this is where things get really extreme, which is where, you say words you really shouldn't be saying. Perfect example, the N word with a hard R.
Ooh.
That's level 3. And most of the time when you say, okay, this is level 1 approvable, okay, then it says, okay, we're this is ad friendly enough. I'm like, really? Is it? And then of course step 3, you put in the schedule and when it goes up. But yeah, that step 2 is the biggest change for YouTube.
Yeah, because since I'm not the creator or the owner of this channel, so I don't know much about the creative process of posting a YouTube video.
Well, I mean, I'm not monetized, so I don't have that option yet.
What I wonder is, like, do they double check you? And if they do, how? Like, is there a computer algorithm to double check you?
Yes,
and how accurate is it?
I believe
so many steps.
I believe there is an algorithm that automatically checks your video. Another creator I watched, cause he did Cards Against Humanity videos for a while. And of course, all those videos got reported because, it's Cards Against Humanity. It's gonna get offensive.
Oh, yeah.
But then, every time he gets hit with, like, a strike because of his Cards Against Humanity's video, he would have to manually appeal to YouTube to be like, hey, this is just a game. Can you please take down my strike? And, it takes a while for manual review to go through. But, eventually it does go through. So that's kind of like the infamous thing that a lot of YouTubers are, noticing. That and there's no more dislike button.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Or like dislike counter, I would say. And actually, it reminded me, there is something very iffy about TikTok, and this is the reason why I haven't made a TikTok account for the channel yet. You ready for this?
Yep, I'm ready.
TikTok is super, super sensitive when it comes to what words are being said. Not just your typical swear words like fuck, shit, and bitch, but there's this one creator that said, like, yo, I got in trouble because I said the word shot. I'm like, huh? Saying the word shot is not okay on TikTok? You didn't even put in the context yet. Like, are you talking about, like, an alcohol shot, a gun shot, a vaccine shot? Shooting a basketball? Like, really? It's like, yeah, we got in trouble because we said shot. And, like, other words, too, like bleed, drugs. And I'm just like, okay, TikTok is too kid-friendly.
Wow, that is so weird. Because, even if you hear it out of context, you wouldn't really think very much about it.
Exactly.
But TikTok is really trying to be careful about that kind of stuff. I've only seen it with the obvious things. Like, how on TikTok, most creators will put captions on their videos because they want it to be accessible to those who are hard of hearing.
Yeah, and there's now automated captions for TikTok now.
Yeah. So, they find creative ways to censor it and such in the captions, but TikTok being that strict with words like that, I just wonder how...
It's definitely the reason why I don't have a TikTok account for Apartment 308, because you know how many times we swear on this channel? God, like, I want to post the video of Devin and Grant arguing about an anime girl, but the fact that Devin was swearing so much in that argument, I'm like, yo, this is not TikTok friendly at all.
Felix exists. Not from the same anime, but definitely on the docket for best girl is Yukino from Onigiri.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say.
Okay, I fucking hate you. I hate that. I hate her. I hate Yukino with a fucking passion, dog. I get it. You like Yui. Third season. You make bad decisions. It's okay.
That's a
No, Yukino is fucking. She's terrible. I hate the third season. I can't.
Season was beautiful.
No, third season was fucking garbage. How is the girl that's gonna win doesn't interact with the dude for like 10 episodes? I fucking hate it.
That was the point of the entire season.
No, it's not. That's the point, but that's fucking stupid. I hate it. I hate Yukino.
Yeah, so that's the big issue with TikTok, and I understand why some creators are just like kind of about it because of stuff like that. Like I even noticed it in the subtitles too. Like when he said the word shot, he had to put a 0 instead of a O. I'm like, really? It's that bad? He's like, yeah, it's really that bad. And then for Twitch, I mean, Twitch is kind of like your typical DMCA type of stuff where it's like, okay, you're playing music from like someone else that's not DMCA friendly. Oh, that's a strike on your channel.
Yeah, with like these social media places, as a creator, you really are just walking on eggshells,
Exactly.
Trying not to get strikes and such.
Or
It's
like
such a hassle once you do. And even if you were like wrongfully striked and it's something that you can dispute, it still takes a lot of time and effort that you could put into, creating more content.
And some of these bitches don't even respond back in time. But and then another thing with Twitch, and I honestly have no idea why this became a thing, but like watching and reacting stuff on Twitch, like say for example, this was a trend a while ago, but a lot of people were watching and reacting to Hell's Kitchen, the original Naruto, like literally any anime and show, they'll like stream it and they'll like react to it with chat. And next thing you know, a whole bunch of Twitch streamers are getting in trouble because that's copyrighted material.
See, that's interesting because like I did kind of hear a little bit about it, but the creators that I watch who do that kind of stuff, like Moist Critical and whatnot, I don't know if I heard about him getting strikes for doing that. He watched a lot of MasterChef on his channel.
I think the one I'm thinking about is when Disguised Toast was got in trouble for streaming a lot of Naruto on his channel. Which, I can understand why Twitch is all like, hell no, you ain't gonna do that. I think it's just in general, like the anime companies are just like, hey, no. You're supposed to watch it on Crunchyroll or Funimation or whatever else we got. You ain't doing that free bullshit on stream.
Oh, definitely. The anime companies are really strict with their content. Like, they're really huge on copyright. And even if it's not like a Twitch stream, even if it's a YouTube video, they will not hesitate to give you a strike. What happened with the Totally Not Marked channel with Toei Animations? Oh, that was a big thing when it was going on.
You reminded me too, another content creator I know on YouTube called Nico B. He got in trouble so many times because he tried to do a reaction review of the anime Hunter x Hunter, and next thing you know, he made an entire video saying, what the fuck, guys? I'm not even using the actual anime audio. Why are you guys giving me strikes? I'm just reacting to different gifs of different scenes of the episode. Yeah, it's actually that ridiculous for him and for a lot of copyright stuff.
Yeah, it's such a common thing, especially for React channels and like React creators, and it's such a fine line between whether it's actual copyright versus fair use, which is is a very commonly debated topic.
Man, remember when Fine Bros did that shit and they got away with it?
They copyright React.
Anyways, I mean, for you, we do our shit pre-recorded, but, do you prefer doing these pre-recorded sessions, or would you rather have doing shit live?
I mean, I've never done live stuff ever, so my only experience is with this pre-recorded stuff, and I'm perfectly comfortable doing that. But I'm also open to anything, really. Are you thinking about maybe doing live?
See, that's the thing a lot of people are telling me now, is like, they like the length of my podcast, but they think it would be time to make Apartment 308 a Twitch channel. But the thing is, my internet is very well known to go out at the most random times, so I am very lucky it's not going out right now. I kind of understand why people don't want to do it live, because they say some shit that's like uncensored, and if it was live, you know, people are gonna be like, he said that live, you said that live. So, you know, it kind of tarnishes them. But then again, if you're recording and editing like I am, like, we could have said an offensive joke, and I could have cut that out and be like, hey, nothing happened. Which I understand why people would be like, oh, that loses authenticity. It's like, do you really want to hear this?
Yeah, that's true. See, the thing is with live stuff, and you pointed this out earlier, if we were to do a Twitch channel, we'd have to be a little more careful about what we
really
say.
have to be more careful. And I actually made this an announcement too, because I will admit, there was one recording session I had where someone really went out of line and said a whole bunch of racist Chinese jokes, and it was so hard to edit it out that I'm just like, dude, I have to scrap this whole episode because of your dumbass.
Oh,
And
nice.
I gave everyone a warning, be like, I know we're doing this for shits and giggles, but please stay appropriate on my channel. Because if we're doing this live and he goes out of line like that, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna get taken down so easily.
Yeah, especially since, all of us, we're about the same age. We're all pretty young and new to content creating. It'd be quite the learning curve to do things live and, like, be able to keep ourselves in check, stay, professional, even though we're, very casually talking about discussions like this, and it's really fun and, it's funny.
We can't go out of line, and we have to remember that.
Yeah, and especially when you're live and you're projecting out to an audience of people who you aren't, or you don't know very well just yet, you can't just go all out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, remember that time PewDiePie went live and said the N-word on stream, and everyone was like, what the fuck? That's the biggest fear I have when it comes to live streaming, because one of us, even guests that are not here right now, we could go out online like that without even knowing, and next thing you know, boom, we're kind of we're getting hated on. It really just depends on you. Like, if you can keep a clean mouth for like a good hour or 2 hours, then yeah, go ahead. But if you really prefer to just, pre-record your stuff and edit it, that's alright too. Again, that's up to personal preference.
Yeah, it's what you're comfortable with, honestly.
And, the fact that we're not doing face cams just yet, that's another thing I don't have to worry about soon. Next thing I do want to bring up, and this is honestly the question I ask everyone, and I'm getting a lot of mixed responses from it. Prove to me if this statement is right or wrong. TikTok is just an easy win.
I disagree.
Really?
I feel like, yeah, we talked about how most of the TikTok creators are just normal people, just people making videos on a whim and such, which is fine, but I wouldn't say it's an easy win. I've seen a lot of creators where they'll have a video go viral, but on TikTok, having a video go viral doesn't necessarily
make you
guarantee a large
insta-famous
following afterwards.
I think,
yeah, there's a lot of videos that will get like 1 million, 2 million likes, and then the following videos afterwards will get like a couple thousand, With the creators, it's hard to consistently get on people's For You page. Like I said before, I'll see a creator like maybe once or twice before I actually do recognize them for who they are. So, you have to consistently make good videos that get a pretty good amount of likes, and you're competing with all these people who are doing the same thing.
I said this at first when TikTok got introduced in 2020. I said, yeah, TikTok was just an easy win because, I'm seeing a lot of people getting sponsorships, they're getting famous for it, to the point where all of their TikToks are now being reposted to Instagram and YouTube. That was like my thought process. But now, I feel like as TikTok was growing more and more, up to this day, I feel like TikTok is also now requiring, well, quote unquote requiring, some creators to actually start thinking about their production value. Like, there are some TikTok creators out there that are like, oh, I need to invest in a green screen, some good studio lights, good camera, all of that. And some other TikTokers, like what I mentioned earlier, they'd be like, okay, we have to be careful what we say on TikTok because how TikTok is. I feel like now TikTok it's still somewhat kind of easy win, but I feel like at the most part, at least in today's standards, there now is a challenge in dealing with TikTok, just like how there is a challenge with YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, I think previously, before the pandemic and before TikTok really blew up, if you went viral, yeah, that's a really cool thing. But once the possibility of becoming a celebrity through TikTok became known, that's when it started to get really competitive because, it was new. So a lot of people kind of flocked to it, try to get a little famous off of it, and, some people did.
Right.
But once that, like, celebrity status became known on the app, a lot more regulations, making sure that it was kid-friendly came on, ways to make money from the app started, the creators fund, sponsorships and such. There's a lot more to think about than just making a cool video and having a lot of people see it. Now it's like more long-term, how do I consistently stay on people's radar and such.
Exactly, and I think just overall, no matter what platform you're staying on, it's all about the challenge of how consistent can I still be. With YouTube, how consistent can I upload videos? TikTok, how consistent can I be funny in a way? With Twitch, how consistent can I go live and deal with talking with people online? It's still overall a big challenge with every content creator out there.
Yeah, and I would argue some people might not agree because, TikTok has a really great algorithm system. But as TikTok blows up more and more and it gets more users, it kind of starts to become a little more like YouTube, where the more solid following of followers you have and the more production value you have, the easier it is to stay relevant on the app.
Exactly.
We have the big famous TikTokers who, are millionaires now, and they're able to afford, expensive cameras, a production crew, a manager.
Oh god, that's like so weird still.
And once they have like the stability of making money consistently through TikTok, they don't have to worry about like living expenses, food. They don't have to worry about whether, if they decide to go to school, they can go to school. If they decide to not go to school, that's a perfectly fine thing too. They don't need to have a job because TikTok is their job and it's their full-time job. So as the gap between the super famous TikTokers and the, regular people who have a video go viral here and there, like, it grows, and the famous people are able to just kind of keep their position at the top of TikTok, you know what I mean? Which is really similar to how YouTube operates right now.
Even like jobs I'm applying for, they're saying like TikTok knowledge is required for you to apply for this job. So me being a total monkey brain about TikTok, I usually don't apply to them, but yeah, like that's the big impact with TikTok. And again, also with a little bit with YouTube and Twitch, saying like it's now becoming an actual profession now to be like, you need to be knowledgeable and you need to know how to edit for these different platforms. I mean, it is kind of great because, a lot more people are now learning video editing, but again, like, to me, it's like, it's just so weird. Yeah, but, I guess overall, our last question is, final pieces of advice to anyone that wants to make content. I mean, just to answer the question, is there like really a starting platform? Honestly, there really isn't. If there's a platform you feel the most comfortable on, like, go for it. And, the grind is gonna take a long time. That's what I'm currently in right now. But, you're gonna enjoy what you do anyways.
Yeah, it really, the platform that you pick just really depends on your strengths and your weaknesses as a creator. Consistency is, I think, really the only common thing between all three of the platforms that will allow you to grow your channel.
But again, like, if you really do enjoy creating content, despite which platform you're starting on, then yeah, keep doing at it.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, don't be afraid to like switch to like a different platform if you want to. Say like you're a TikTok person, but you'd be like, hey, YouTube sounds kind of fun. You could go ahead and do YouTube too. There's no problem that. I mean, it's gonna be more work, but still, you're creating content.
Yeah, at the end of the day, when it comes to social media, even without the money, the finances to have like a big production, you know, going on or all that, it's always free to start. And it's always something that you can give it a try and kind of dip your toes into, see if you like it. And if it works out, then that's great. You're able to do what you can, or what you love as your job. You know, that's what we all would like to do. Go give it a shot. You never really know.
Yeah, and honestly, I think that is a great way to end off tonight's show. Keep those notes in mind, guys. But yeah, thank you, Caitlin, for joining in for this episode. I can't wait to record more with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I believe this is episode 19, so we're coming up on the episode 20, so of course we gotta start planning something special for that soon. I have an idea what it might be, but I'll let you know soon, guys.
Alright, can't wait for it.
Alright, guys, so that's gonna wrap it up for tonight's episode of This or That. Make sure you subscribe to Apartment 308 over on the YouTube channel, comment, share it. If you're over on Spotify, Google Podcasts, or any other podcast platform, go ahead and give us a like and a follow. In the comments in the comment section down below, you know, tell us your thoughts about, you know, YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, and, you know, if you are a creator on any of these three platforms, tell us your opinion and your point of view about the challenges, the struggles that you have. And with that, guys, we'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.
Bye.